My name is Angela Denny, and today we're speaking with a professional who has been trained by the Institute for Family Professionals, also known as IFP. IFP is a program of Lakeside Educational Network, and we provide ongoing training to family professionals who serve children and family systems in the greater Philadelphia region. And our hangout today is co-sponsored by Lakeside and the United Way of Greater Philadelphia and Southern New Jersey. So today we are speaking with Ruth. Ruth, how are you?
Very good.
Good. All right, Ruth, if you can tell us who you work for and the clientele that you serve.
I work for the School District of Philadelphia, and in that role, my title is actually Instructional Specialist Pre-K. I work with teachers and directors of private preschool programs that partner with the school district to participate in either the pre-K counts or the state-funded Head Start programs.
Okay. All right. And we understand you've taken some IFP classes, Ruth. And can you tell us a little bit about any of the concepts or skills or methodology from those classes that may have meant a lot to you and that you have found useful in your daily work?
Absolutely. The first one, without doubt, is the whole continuum concept. I know teachers sort of get lost in the confines of their classroom, four walls, and it's easy to think about all or nothing, the right answer, the wrong answer, the problem child, the non-problem child. But viewing on the continuum helps put a perspective on things so that you can see perhaps influences, improvements, if you will, growth in a child and or the child's family, reaching towards something, that nobody's all good, nobody's all bad. And actually, that continuum concept is totally consistent with what we call differentiating instruction, doing what you need to do for a child to help them be successful. So that concept really speaks to me in my work. The other one that's really important to me, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're fine.
Important is the actual brain research that is presented in the classes. It actually explains why perhaps children are acting the way they are, because they don't mean to be, they're not trying to get on one's nerves, but that there's actually physiologic things going on inside their body and in their brain that manifests in what a teacher might consider inappropriate behavior. And that really just opened up a whole, not even light bulb, just an explosion of light bulbs for me in explaining things. Very, very helpful to know that information.
So would you say then, Ruth, that this is something new that you have heard? This hadn't been something you had been familiar with before?
I had been introduced to the concept of trauma awareness, but in a very, I'll say, superficial way, in that, like, okay, that's interesting, it explains a little, but not in terms of, well, what do I do with this information? How could I apply this information? Or actually interacting with children and or families that have been impacted. The IFP courses have opened up such a different realm of awareness for me that it's really almost as if it's all new.
Wow. So in speaking of that, how else would you say that the IFP classes have been different from maybe other training you've had in the past?
Well, the PADs, to use IFP language, the predictions, acknowledgments, and disclaimers, really personally validated me as a teacher, because a lot of times you go to a training and they present stuff, and when you try to have a discussion, especially in my case where our clients are such young children, 3, 4, 5 years old, people either don't know how to answer or think you're being problematic and not quite a naysayer, but almost as if you're disputing what they say. And a lot of the thoughts, as I would be doing the reading, the pads would actually say exactly what was going on in my head. So that really validated validated and made me feel respected for my expertise and the experiences that we go through day in and day out. The other aspect of the trainings is they're what I call very tight. Everything supports the goals. It's not somebody went off on a tangent and, gee, it's interesting, but I don't know how that fits. Everything fits together and supports the concepts, and that reinforces, for me, the learning. And then the last one, which gives you that idea of where do I go, what do I do, is there any hope? Because some of this is almost a little depressing to learn about, is the three-part diagram, the facts, principles, and responsibilities, because it helps you to realize, once you get over the, oh my, isn't this all terrible, while it is terrible that it's happening, it's not the end of the world, and that there are indeed positive projections one can take. So I know I'm very much looking forward to part 3 of this series, where I can actually try to apply some of these principles that I've been learning about.
That's great. Well, that's fabulous, Ruth. It sounds like they've been very beneficial to you, and we're glad you had the experience to go through the training. So thank you so much. We appreciate you being with us today and for taking the time to share a little bit about your experiences with our training. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for having me.
You bet. For more information regarding IFP, you can visit us at ifpros.net, and you can like us on our Facebook page at the Institute for Family Professionals. So I'm Angela Denny from Lakeside, and thanks so much for being with us today, and we'll see you next time.